Alright, this is Mary. You want to start out with your paper color side up, and you want to give her a little hood. You can make this as big or small as you want. I tend to make mine pretty small. And then you want to turn your paper over and fold the rest of her hood. And then you're going to take this and fold it in half. Be sure that your bottom is nice and matched so it will lay flat on a surface. Next thing you want to do is you want to open her hood, and so you can either put your fingers underneath and pull it out, or sometimes you can just grab the tip and pull it. And again, you can decide how open or how far down you want it. And then just make sure that both sides match up. There. Next thing you want to do is bring this top edge parallel to your midline. And then repeat on the other side. And then you want to bring this last piece in past your center line. Again, it's important to make sure everything is flush down here. And match them up on the other side. And that's Mary. The difference on the height is how big you make her hood. So there you go, a couple of different variances. Alright, we are going to make Joseph now. The major distinction with him is just this little piece that comes out that sets him apart from Mary and the Wisemen. So you're going to have your piece, bring down his hood, like so, and then fold it in half. And then you want to bring out his hood, as much or as little as you want. If you do a bigger hood, it will kind of change things a little bit later on, but we can make it work. And what that will change is that the bigger your hood, when you do this angle, it may go past the bottom, but we can fix that. see like that. And then bring the other side to match. And where these tips maybe come over a little bit, I'm just going to fold that back and under. Fold that back and under. Again, so you have a bottom that is flush and will allow it to stand up straight and even. So you've got this piece here, and then you're going to bring this and make sure the bottom is parallel and even. Bring this piece over to match. There you go. There's two different versions. Alright, we're going to make our 3 Wisemen. Take your paper and bring down his hood. Bring down his hood, and then fold it in half, making sure the bottom is level. Then the hood. And then bring this side parallel. Match the other side. And then bring your bottom part across the center line. Repeat. You've got the 3 Wisemen. I did want to bring up when you're standing your Wisemen up, if you're having difficulty getting them to stand up, sometimes you can kind of do an extra bend here. And it will help it stand maybe a little bit better. Or, you know, anyway, there are your 3 Wisemen. We are going to start making the baby Jesus. It's a more difficult piece, but it's doable. First, what you want to do is take your origami piece and then you will fold it to the diagonal and cut it. So you are left with a triangle like this. Alright, so we're going to go from this to this. First, what you want to do is fold this in half the long ways and fold it down the center. To make it a little bit easier, I've got this marked with some pencil so you can see the center line. What we're going to do, I'll refer to this as side A, side B, and side C, and then the center line. So you want to fold side A down to the center line. Next, you'll want to fold B up to the center line, so take this tip up to the center line. When you open it up, you'll have these kind of line. This is where your folds are. And then the last thing we want to do is you want to fold these 2 sides together into the center to meet here. You can see you bring that into the center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring this point into the center, like so, and then bring B, this point up. You'll have a repeat of these same lines here. here, 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 and then here. And again, we want to bring these two, side B and C, bring these two centers together, unfold it to this point here, this point here. So we've got our folds done, and next we're going to bring this down here, this down here, bring this point up. It'll naturally bring these points together, and you'll fold them down. This is what it looks like here. So bring this point down, or this side in, these points will come down. This side into the center, this side into the center, and bring your points down. Kind of reminds me of a spaceship. The next thing we want to do is turn it around so our seams are down. And we have a fold in the center, you can see here. And we want to bring this side into the center, this side folded into the center, like so. So you can see I brought these folds in, and everything comes up to the top. The next thing we're going to want to do is kind of turn this into what I want to call an ear of corn. And the way we do that is you will kind of separate these out, pull one side down, and you'll go from it being kind of like a valley, inverted, you'll flatten it out, and then you'll actually want to turn it the opposite way and fold it the other way. So I'll put my finger here to kind of figure out where I want to start this fold back, inside out, and you begin with it bent in like this, then you're going to straighten it, and then you'll bend it back on itself. So you kind of, as you can see here, you kind of want to take a measurement here of where you want to bend it to kind of fold that back. And then you're just going to bend this back from where it was. Repeat on the same side where you pull it out. Then you're going to bring it flat. Eventually bend it back. Figure out your distances. If they don't totally match up, you can kind of move them around until you get the angles and the lengths that you want. For me, this is the hardest part, I think. Alright, so once you get it here, our next step, as you can see here on our first one, is you're going to create this kind of lapel to go around the face and the hat. And the way you do that is you are going to, oh wait, sorry, I forgot a step. We need to shorten his arms, bring his arms in. The way you do that, the rest of the arms, is you're just going to bring this point into kind of the armpit. Just bend it back. Bring it into the armpit. Hold it down. So now we're going to make this lapel, open it up. That's where his face is, and then we'll do the hat. So what you want to do is put your finger in there and open it up. Get that started. Kind of pull it back. And take the point down to where that lapel is going to open up. Feels a little crowded, but it works. Just bend that flat, open it up, and create that opening with your finger. Just fold it back. So you've got the face opening. The next thing we're going to do is the hat. We're going to create a band there. I find the best way to do that is to bend that down and then just bring your fingernail in and crimp it just a little ways up from the bottom and fold it up. So you've got one fold, bring it back down. That's where you crimped it the first time. Crimp it further up again. You've got your second fold. And then your third fold. Crimp it from the bottom and come down. Then you fold it up. And you have your hat already done. So that is basically you're finished. If you wanted to, you can bend this back again, make it a little more detail. You can leave it kind of open and abstract like this, or you can add a white dot there in the middle to kind of make a face. And there you go, it's done. Let me show you a picture of the baby Jesus with the white on the face. So you can leave him like this. Add a bend in the hat for a little more detail. You can put a dot there in the middle for a face, or you can leave it kind of abstract like that. So there you have your baby Jesus to go in the manger. We are going to make the baby Jesus. You're going to start out with your origami piece and fold it in half and cut it at the diagonal so you have a triangle. Alright, so you start with your triangle piece with the point up, And then you're going to fold it in half. And I've got my center line marked just for this, for the filming, so you can see it a little bit better, but you don't need to write this in. So you've got side A, side B, and side C. So you want to bring A and fold it down to the midline. And then you're going to take this half of B and fold it up, bring this point up along the midline. So you got these two folds here. And next what we want to do is bring these edges together, and you're basically going to fold along this center line. So you can see I folded down the center to here, and we're going to repeat it on this side over here. So side C, bring it down to the midline. Bring B up to the midline. And again, you're going to fold these halves, or these points together. To the intersection. And the next thing we want to do is bring the top of A, and then this part of B into the center line. And where you've creased that, you bring it forward up to the top. Looks like a kite. So again, bring this point in, or the side in, bring the side in, and then bring your point down. That's what it'll look like. Next, what you want to do is turn it over and have all of your kind of raw edges down. And you're going to fold this side into the middle and fold this side into the middle. If you want, you can kind of pull the side out and fold the inside first. Fold this point in half and then bring it up as well, and do it all separately. You're going to bring all of this into the center line. And do the same on the other side. So if you want to do just half at a time. a little easier to get it started. And then pull this out, fold it in half along that center. So you have all of your points here at the top. And the next thing we're going to do, alright, we're going to take this and turn it into kind of like a ear of corn kind of a shape. The way you do that is you will pull one side down and it will start folded in, and then you'll bring it out and kind of flatten it, and then you'll fold it back on itself. And so to gauge your distance, I do, you know, kind of part of a thumbnail, and that's when you start folding it back. You can change this around, it's not a one-time only. Kind of get it started and see what things are looking like. Then you'll fold this back. And then pull the other side out, go flat, and then have your folds match on each side. If you have a thicker paper, it's just the manipulation feels a little bit different than if it's a thin piece of paper. As you can see, you can kind of, it's a little forgiving, you can kind of play with things and adjust. Alright, the next thing you want to do is we're going to shorten his arms, and you're just going to pull your point into his armpit. There you go. So just pull that point into his armpit. There you go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up his face and kind of start his hat. So you put your finger in there, just kind of get it opened up, and then bring this point down to meet here. That'll kind of give you some good guidelines. Alright, and the next thing we're going to do, once we've got his face opened up, so we're going to give him his hat. We do that in 3 sections. So you've got this folded down. Alright, sorry about that. Got that folded down, and I just take my thumb and pinch it from the bottom just a little ways and fold it up. There you go. And then bring it back down, and then from where the first thumb is, go another ways in, fold it up, and then from where this fold is, do a small fold down. When you bring it up, you've got it there. Alright. You can leave them like this. You can fold his hat to the side and give him a little tip. You can leave it open, or you can put a little white dot in there for his face. But there's your baby Jesus, and as you can see, different textures and weights are going to have a little different feel and look to them. This one I kind of overworked during the video. There you go. Alright, we're going to make the manger that baby Jesus sets in. There you go. Those are the points on the table. The way you're going to do that is take your piece of paper, fold it in half, open it up, and then you want to bring both sides into the center mark as well. Got two pieces in the middle. Now flip it over, and you want to fold this edge to the middle, this edge to the middle. Alright, the next thing you want to do, flip it back over, and we want to fold it 1/8, make a fold 1/8 of the way down. You can either eyeball that, or what you can do is fold it in half, but instead of creasing it all the way across, you just do like a little guideline on the sides. Just a little mark. You can see when you open it up, and then fold this, your bottom, to that guideline. Make another little guide, and then when you fold that there to meet that guideline, that is 1/8 of the way. And do the same thing at the top. Bring it down to that guideline. Bring it down to that guideline again. And that is 1/8 of the way. The next thing you want to do is you are going to bring these two edges together here and fold to the diagonal. So bring them together. Do the same over on all 4 points. So you're going to do a diagonal here. Diagonal, diagonal. Alright, once you've got those points, you're going to fold them into the center like that. Fold your point to the center, lay it flat. Fold your point to the center, and there to the center. And then you want to flip it over. No, sorry, keep it there. And then you want to fold this into this line. Fold your outside edge into this line. And then there you go, you've got your points. Just fold that back. Those are the legs. That'll keep them in. And there you go. You can get two-sided tape, double-sided tape to hold him in. As you see the baby Jesus laying in the manger, you can see how you can keep the hands down. You may want to bring your hands up to fit inside a little better. There you go. Ta-da!